I'm now recording so we can properly do our intro. Hey, I'm Hydra, this is Venom, and welcome to the New Geno podcast.
Hello. Hello. Oh god, I'm getting all nervous on stage.
For those who don't know, we are also live over on Twitch, so everybody on Twitch can say hello, not that it will pop up on screen, but if I am reading chat at any point, that's why. But yeah, Venom, would you like to introduce what we're doing in this next, few episodes?
Well, what we have thought to do, because, well, we're huge Slipknot fans and slightly obsessed, don't worry, we are having an intervention soon. We have decided to go through each album, looking at it, seeing what makes it unique, you know? We're starting with the most recent one, which is We Are Not Your Kind, and going back right down to Iowa, because Iowa just hits differently.
Were we not doing self-titled?
Well, yeah.
You can't do a Slipknot. You can't do a Slipknot discography review without doing self-titled.
Well, yeah, definitely. But I feel like we're gonna have to finish with Iowa. You know, we have to.
Oh yeah,
finish with Iowa.
You have to finish with the most brutal one.
Exactly.
Unlike that concert last night. So anyway, a common theme I find with Slipknot albums is the way that they start with this shortened, I guess, more sample based kind of song.
It's kind of eases you into it, tells you this is what you're going to be getting for this.
Yeah, absolutely. With Insert Coin, it's very, I want to say mysterious. Let's just take a listen to it.
Mm.
So already, it's already kind of ambient.
It's not coming through. Wait, maybe. Play again. Sorry.
Yeah, no worries. So already from that first 5 seconds, it's kind of ambient. It's probably a shout for you to have it up on Spotify as well.
Yeah, wait. Now that is a good idea.
So that kind of, I think it's radio static. I'll turn it up on there. And then that really odd synth for whatever reason. And it's, in my opinion, it's like a really classic Slipknot style, or no, not classic, it's more of a modern Slipknot style to have that synth and have it odd and eerie, I guess.
Yeah, that is definitely something prevalent throughout this entire thing. I'll describe it as quite liminal, of just a bit mysterious, a bit out there with what it is, I really like that. I really like that as kind of the direction Slipknot it appears to be going. It really kind of suits their sound. And also just being able to slow down, build up tension. It's not all just bam, bam, bam. It's also just slows down, creeps in a little bit.
Absolutely. I feel like in most cases of Slipknot intros, that's always it. It's always slowed down. It brings up the pace. It gives you a sample of what's happening with the album. Like the start of Self-Titled. Sorry to go back a hell of a way, 30 years or something. But the start of Self-Titled, it's that one sample of The Whole Thing Makes Me Sick, which then leads into Sick.
Yeah, and it's very...
Sorry.
It's fine.
No, you were saying something. Continue.
There's just something very classic to Slipknot. I always really enjoyed that sort of thing, especially with Self-Titled as well.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not something that a lot of artists do. I feel as if, maybe it's a classic metal thing to do, but not everyone does it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. And especially as it's been pretty consistent. Correct me if I'm wrong, but most albums have done that. even if it has fallen out of fashion to do it. It's just part of their brand now.
Yeah, absolutely. I wouldn't say part of the brand specifically, but it's kind of just in their nature, I guess, to have that at the start of every album.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
So then, going towards the end of Insert Coin, again, just that radio static, which is rising in pitch and then leads very nicely into Unsainted. Which, if you want to go have a listen to the end of that, to the end of Insert Coin, and then we shall have a chat about Unsainted.
Yeah.
Which I feel, the end of Insert Coin, yes, it does rise nicely. It's like a really small riser kind of feel, like you would get in like classic hip hop or something. But they've made it work in their sort of in their own sort of way.
Yeah, and it's very like I think that's a really good comparison to make with like hip hop. It's just like because I guess quite a lot of people would be listening to hip hop recently, or that sort of sound of just a bit more poppy. To have it in this context, even if it isn't directly like tense or anything, it does feel tense because of the context that it's put in.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Again, it's really effective, really, really effective.
So then, Unsainted, to start off, has a stupidly long intro. It's how long is the intro? Let's just have a gander. So it's a minute long before the actual beat kicks in.
I mean, it is long, yeah, but I really like it. I really like how it sounds. I really like how it feels with like orchestral vocals in the background as well. It feels very ambient. Yeah,
the choir kind of thing. So if we have a listen to it. Sorry, give me a second. Okay, sorry, I return. So if we have a listen to it, obviously you have that like synth with very weird effects and some sort of attack, and then that saw wave, which I'm gonna say, Craig Jones, well played to you, sir. You can invent some very good synths.
Most definitely, yeah. I love that. I really like it, and I think they've really emphasised that in this album, and I love it. I really love that sort of direction. I think it's just very distinguishing.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. It really establishes their style for the future, doesn't it? That kind of more modern, not even prog metal. It's like still their style of classic nu metal, but modernized, I guess, in the way that, for example, Linkin Park did it, or in the way that I'm just trying to think of nu metal bands now. Bands like, I guess, Asking Alexandria have done it, and to Shikari.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing where they take it with future albums.
Like, I mean, especially with the new album, with Chapeltown Rag, what we got from that, it's hyped me for the new album, especially.
Yeah, definitely, because it sounds like they're really leaning into that, and I think that's very good. I think that's really good. I think if they didn't lean into it, it would hurt the music. But they thought, you know what, we are going to go full on that. It's still going to be heavy. It's still going to be our sound, but it's going to be a modern twist on it, and it's awesome. I'm really liking the direction they're going with this.
Absolutely. I mean, given that most of the members, well, what are there? 6 of them, I think, are above 40. 6 of the 9 are above 40.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. And then you got Tortilla Man, Jay Weinberg, and bassist guy whose name I cannot pronounce to save my life.
Eastern guy, yeah.
Who are like 30, 35, I think. It's
Around that, yeah.
They're not a young band.
No, definitely not. Yeah.
So you've got to give them props for still managing to keep this creativity going.
Yeah, definitely, and especially of like them not being scared to try out new things and experiment with that instead of just like sticking to what they've got and then eventually it just getting exhausting and boring. They're not afraid to go with what's happening right now, put it in their own music, and like you said, just be creative with it, which is
Absolutely.
awesome.
It's very well done. So let's go ahead and skip to that minute mark of when the beat just drops. That first beat of the actual, like, that first hit of the actual song is exactly on the minute mark, which is very cool. I don't know why they did that. I'm sure there's a reason, but
some deeply philosophical reason that we have no way of knowing.
No, I think it's just because they're old, and when they play it live, it just gives them time to exist.
To interpretations, yeah. Have a caramel tea, yeah.
And once again, it's that classic Slipknot style of a complex yet still simple riff.
Definitely. And I challenge anyone who listens to that song, do not headbang. It will
Too late.
be impossible. Yeah. Because it is... I love... Like, this song especially is evident of this. It's like, it can just fill your body. You can feel it through you. It doesn't even feel like you're listening to anything. It just feels like you're in another realm. When Slipknot is right, it feels like an other world.
Oh, definitely.
And that's what I love about it. Like, that is prevalent throughout their entire history, but it's really been, even like with them changing directions of what they were wanting to do with the more modern stuff, but still keeping to their roots as well. It's really awesome that they've still got that.
I mean,
which is really nice.
Yeah, you listen to this drum beat, it's very, very new metal-ish and very, I'm going to say it, Joey Jordison-like, despite it not being Joey Jordison, rest in peace. But
yeah,
Jay Weinberg, as great a drummer as he is, I'm going to say this will never be able to replace Joey.
most definitely. I mean, Joey was just something else. Not even just in Slipknot, and not even metal drumming, just in drumming, he was something else. And I don't think he ever can be. Like,
a lot of...
in that sense.
I think he inspired a lot of like current drummers and a lot of metal drummers specifically. In the way that he plays, in the way that I guess his attitude to things were. I know. He's just a great drummer.
Yeah. Rest in peace. He was brilliant.
Yeah. We do miss you. That's very sad. We gotta move on. We gotta do it.
Oh, I don't want to get this heavy this early, but it is.
I mean, it's Slipknot. We're already heavy. Oh yeah, thank you. So, Unsaved Brother. That just double bass repeat. It's very, very classic metal to just keep those eighths going on the two bass drums, which in my personal opinion, yes, one bass drum looks more classic, just put a double pedal on it, but I feel with the style of Slipknot and the stylistic choices, having two looks a lot better.
Yeah, I think it's just so much more impactful when there's two, especially just it has so much more presence, especially if it's a bigger kit. Having two really just makes it feel bigger, more present.
Yeah, no,
Even
definitely.
if it doesn't change much sound wise, I think.
No, because listening, it sounds mostly like he has his two bass drums tuned maybe to the same thing, which could be done through triggers, it could be done through just very good techs.
Yeah.
But whatever they do, it's great.
Yeah, definitely. Whatever they're doing, keep it up because I'm liking it.
Yeah, no, definitely, especially for the new album. And when we go to listen to the Grey chapter, which I realised is about Paul Gray.
That's gonna be a fun episode to record. Yeah.
Oh, are we not doing it all in one episode? But okay.
Oh, I mean, it probably will need multiple.
No, that's true. Okay. In which case, yeah, when we get to the Grey chapters, which will have to be next episode. But I do want to do Chapel Town Rag and All Out Life in this episode as well.
Yeah.
So, or I was thinking we could just, we really should have planned this before. We could just take the best and worst song from the album, play it, analyze it, give our opinions on it.
Yeah, I mean, we could do whatever.
Let's just continue.
Let's just continue.
Just one song, and then we shall do that. So Unsainted, that classic 8 notes, and then that sort of snare roll sort of being around the kit as well. I can't really describe it very well, but the way that he plays it with his high tuned snare, also brilliant.
Yeah.
Very Joey Jordison-ish.
Yeah, just having the snare have a lot of bites that can really cut through the mix. It can be done where if the snare isn't like that, it can be easily lost. It just feels like this snare is so important to a sound. Like you need to be able to hear it, and it's definitely done like this in Joey style, having it really bite through it.
I mean, in any genre, not just metal, even just the snare is a massive, massive contributor. Because you look at, for example, what we were watching last night. For those that don't, for anyone really, we were a Beatles tribute band last night, and you listen to how that snare was in the beginning, which was really wet and disgusting sounding, to how it sounded at the end, really tight and again cutting through the mix, as you said. It
makes all the difference.
It does, and it makes it actually bearable, I guess is the right word for it, and it makes it era appropriate, I guess you could say.
Yeah, definitely. And even if you look at something as far away as metal as possible, like jazz, having the snare right there as well is really important. Even if it's a gentle sound or more harsh, I don't really know jazz that well, but when I listen to it, surprise, surprise, I don't listen to a lot of jazz, but if I ever do, just for a reason, the snare really does glue everything together in terms of sloppier sound of whatever else, just kind of that neatness of a snare.
I feel really like that's the case with most genres, really.
Definitely,
I mean, from jazz to gent to fucking, I don't know, pop punk. I mean, it's a powerful part of the kit.
Yeah, and if I'm being honest, that is why, that's part of the reason that modern pop really doesn't appeal to me. Because it's the entire, most of it is a drum machine, and the snare is not a prevalent part of that drum machine.
Yeah,
and it
absolutely
just sounds empty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at 808 kits and the way that they sound, even their snares, actually sound alright. But then you come to pop and nothing. I hear and feel nothing.
Yeah. I listen to it and then it feels look, what happens is I listen to it, then it's over.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like a lot of drumming is about feel.
Definitely. And like going back to like jazz and blue things, is like a lot of it is feel, and with Ringo, a lot of that was feel as well. And that is quite a lot of the reason that I love Joey. Even though he's hard hitting, he's fast, he has still got phenomenal feel. Like,
Yeah, no, I agree. I 100% agree. You get to the chorus parts of like older Slipknot songs, for example, Dead Memories, that's the first one I thought of. And it just hits really well. In the way that he plays, it just hits really well, as well as it going in with the rest of the mix with Mick and Jim on guitars and Paul Gray on bass, again, rest in peace. Like, all of it just goes in really well in a mix, as well as Corey's vocals on top of it.
Yeah. And Corey's vocals, they do need to be addressed, because, like, especially with this album, he can go hard hitting, but also really mournful when he wants to. And that really, again, that is prevalent through everything, but I think he is, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like he's more quick to do it in this album. Like,
Oh no, I agree.
yeah, he's very. I just love the way his voice sounds. I think it's so integral to Slipknot's feel, having those vocals there.
I mean, again, going back to We Are Not Your Kind, like, not weird, wrong album. All Hope Is Gone. Listening to a song such as Snuff, you realise how impactful Corey's vocals can be. Because a lot of people just assume that metal is all shouty vocals, big shouty man, and you listen to songs such as Snuff, such as The Devil and I, even in the verse of Devil and I, and you realise, no, it's not just that. It can be very impactful. It can be not diminishing. Diminishing is not the word. But it can be mournful, as you said.
Yeah.
I mean, it's... Sorry.
No, it's fine. Like, I think that is a great point to make. Like, if anyone says all metal was the same, just screaming, distorted guitars, show them Slipknot, and, like, their point is immediately just completely ruined, because it, like you said, they are so mournful when they want to be, like Snuff, like the verses of Devil and I, and it's just, it's beautiful, genuinely beautiful when it happens.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you. And another thing I just want to say, you got to give a massive shout out to Sean Crahan for the way that he gets those notes out of that keg. I watched a little like documentary thing, and Jim Root said that he knows that Sean Crahan knows like the exact place to hit a beer keg to get a specific note. Whether that's a perfect pitch, well played to you, sir. But it's just impressive.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna make quite a snobbish comparison here, but John Constable, he always had a tiniest splash of red in a painting, and that brought it to life. And I feel like it's the same here. It's like, if those like keg shots weren't here, it would still be fantastic, yeah, but it would just feel slightly less.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Makes it slightly brighter.
Yeah. With that percussion as well, it's very quiet in the mix, but it's there, and you can't distinguish it. But once again, it's there, and it makes it more full, and it makes especially the drum kit sound I don't want to say better, but a lot louder in the mix, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. It's like a bit of seasoning.
So moving on to the chorus. Where is it? Here. Where is it? There we go. So what I can hear in the chorus there is octave one side, riff the other. Where nobody will ever know which way around it is and who's playing which guitar. But there we go, that's just how that is.
Yeah, I think
it's sorry.
No, you go for it.
It's very good how they mix that. And again, going back to vocals, Corey's vocals, impactful, mournful once again. Not mournful. Mournful is wrong. Impactful mainly, and again in a good place here, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. It never feels out of place. It always knows where to go. Slightly, I guess it's not the word, but slightly more mournful and slightly harder hitting in other places. Never does feel like, oh, maybe you should have done that. I mean, maybe in very slight occasions, but it's never like a ruiner, I don't think.
No. I think with Slipknot, I think they've been in the industry for so many years that it's hard to ruin their style.
Definitely.
I think it's hard to. I think they've got the grip of what they do, and they've got the grip of how to do things, where to put certain things in a song, and the perfect structure of it.
Yeah, definitely. It's very. I mean, fundamentally, it's just beautiful that they can do it so well. I think you are right. It's because they've been doing it for so long, and they're just masters at it at this point.
Absolutely. So moving on with the chorus. That again, the drumming's phenomenal. I think.
Yes.
Again, Jay Weinberg will never replace Joey, but he can bloody well get up to the level of Joey.
Yeah, definitely.
So,
it can't be argued that he's not a good drummer because he is fantastic. I think he won. Did he won a Drumeo prize this
he did
last year? Yeah,
I can't remember what it was, but
still, he's fantastic.
And his dad as well, incredible drummer, and that's obviously where he gets it from. Max Weinberg, incredible drummer. His dad's a jazz drummer, and
really,
yeah, Max Weinberg is a jazz drummer, and has played for a long time, which obviously is where Jay gets his style from.
Yeah, that does make a lot of sense because I've seen him just like practicing before. I think it was just on a passing video, and he was like Joey's got a fantastic feel and he can have a very soft, gentle tone if he wants to, and it must be from that then. I never realized
Absolutely,
that.
yeah. I mean,
interesting.
As far as I know, he started out in like when he was 8 or 9 playing Slipknot songs in his basement on his dad's drum kit.
Wow. I mean, that explains why he's so good, not to replace Joey, but to stand where he stood. If he's just got that.
Quite literally in his shoes.
Literally, yeah. And, yeah, I think in that respect, he is fantastic for Slipknot.
Absolutely, yeah. And with the audition, they literally just sat and played through songs that he remembered, that they chose, that he remembered, and it's a hell of a thing to be able to, one, write these new songs, but two, when you're live, still be able to play these old classics, like, for example, Sick or Eyeless or fuck it, people equal shit.
Yeah.
It's a hell of a skill.
Definitely, definitely, and like you said, like not to appropriate his sound, but almost to like be a memorial of it in some regards, I guess.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. It's a hell of a thing to fill, and no one will ever be able to replace it. But again, no one will try.
Yeah.
Just trying to think, what is... So, chorus is chorus, yes. And that fill, going into the... going back into the verse, between all the instruments, amazing, because it's those last hits are all on the same note, I think, whether they wrote the drums first or whether they wrote the guitars first. I don't think it'll ever actually matter with this song, especially with how that sounds. It just, honestly, in my opinion, sounds like it's perfect.
Yeah, definitely. Either way, it sounds like they're writing to incorporate every instrument, not just like start with a guitar and then they awkwardly shoehorn in drums. If they did start with guitar, it sounds like they're playing guitar, being mindful of what the drums can do, how it'll add to it, how it'll emphasize it, being one concise package.
Oh, no, absolutely. And I hate to do this, but I'm going to break to Metallica. Ironically, because I'm wearing a Metallica shirt. But it's a very Metallica thing to do. When recording the Black Album, when they were writing Master of Puppets, no, wrong, out of what? Hello? Brain? When they were writing Into Sandman. There we go.
This went for a long one. Just went for a long song.
I mean, they're both long. Every Metallica song's pretty long.
Yeah.
But when they were writing Into Sandman, I remember watching a video, and they wrote guitar thinking about Lars. They wrote bass thinking about the guitar and Lars, which was in the era of whoever the fuck it was. It wasn't Robert. Who was the bassist? Was it Cliff? Was it Cliff Burton?
I think it was.
We will never know. Just trying to think. We really need to hurry this up because we're already like a half an hour in, and we haven't even got to the end of one song. So, the verse is much the same. Where's the breakdown? Here. It's, again, I'm going to say it, very Slipknot-ish.
Yeah.
That's...
Sorry, go on.
It's the style that they have learned to do, I guess, in the many years that they've been in the industry. And...
Yeah.
The breakdown is good because you start off with this low, I think it's a B string bend, this which if I had my guitar I could play, but I don't, and it's in drop C currently. And then you have, I think, Jim. So the initial, the bending, I think initially is Mick. And then you have Jim Root come in with this really powerful third over it to make it sound full. To make it sound right. And it's really powerful. And then later in the breakdown, obviously we go to this dissonant, I think it's like a fifth or a sixth. over that initial beat, which yes still sounds right, but it sounds dissonant as anything. And I know a lot of people don't really agree with dissonance. We go back to what happened on TikTok a long time ago.
Oh God, yeah.
If you remember that, I think I showed you.
Yeah, I do remember that.
With the world caves in and dissonance, it really doesn't mix, by the way. That girl actually took down her TikTok account, which is sad.
Really?
Yeah.
It's a shame.
But the dissonance, I think, in this case is nice, and it kind of brings back to the classic metalcore or modern metalcore.
Yeah. There's one thing distance does is it gives tension. And in the wrong context, it doesn't work right. But I think this is a perfect context for it. I think it really emphasizes what they're trying to go for, especially with this song in particular. It feels very tense. It feels a bit ominous. What am I thinking of the words?
Ominous?
Yeah. Okay. It's my brain isn't functioning right now. But it really...
neither was mine. I thought Monster Puppets was Enter Sandman, but like.
But I think it works really well in this context.
Absolutely. No, I 100% agree.
Yeah.
Oh, what has my Discord just done? Hello? That was strange. That was just my OBS being weird.
Alright.
So I'm just going to continue to listen. And that, again, those synths and those samples with the little, what sounds like a scream. You've got to give massive props to Craig Jones.
Yes, it's definitely.
The man is a creative genius.
Oh, God, he is fantastic at this, creating that sort of aura.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. There we go. That sort of, I think it's a fifth or a sixth over that B sharp. Interesting creative choices, but I don't know about you, but I feel like it works. B sharp is just a C. Sorry, continue.
So what was that? Yeah, I 100% agree with you. I think it works phenomenally in this context, and it just shows like the creative direction they are going with Slipknot. And I just really love that they're not just trying to stick to the same thing, and then eventually just ban out the band and kind of not try out what's happened to numerous bands in the past, being afraid to try out new things and more modern things. And it's great to see Slipknot is doing this, just to widen out their branches a little bit, make it a bit more impactful, and I think it works phenomenally really well. Yeah, phenomenally.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. Like, a lot of modern metal bands have tried to appropriate and become more modern, which sometimes doesn't work, sometimes does. But in this case, I feel like it has. And you look at bands like Architects and their new album, For Those Who Wish to Exist, episode coming soon, which we haven't discussed at all, but we will definitely do it because I like that band.
Up for that, definitely up for that.
You listen to that, and they've gone from this really heavy gent style to this more tame, I guess, just modern emo metalcore style. Not emo, definitely not emo, but just regular metalcore style.
Mm.
They've gone from using 7s to 6 strings, which feels wrong for Architects, but yeah.
Slightly sacrilegious, but we get past it.
I mean, they're not Korn. They can get away with it.
Yeah.
If Korn started using a 6-string, that would be wrong.
Planes just fall out the sky. Like, just like the entire world would just go slightly off.
I would just stop listening to Korn.
Or that.
I would stop giving them money because I know Korn on the 6-string wrong.
Yeah, you hear that, Korn? Better not. That's
You
a
better
threat.
not use a 6-string, I swear to fuck.
Put it down. Put it down.
Put the Stratocaster down.
Nobody wants that shit. 7-string only.
Put the Les Paul down. Okay. Moving on from threatening Korn, I do not apologise.
Never apologise.
Oh, dissonance. So nice. And then we go into this cool post-breakdown, like, blast beat, almost, it's just a post-breakdown section with these blast beats and whatever is going on with this tapping at the octave, and it's so messy yet so nice, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I feel like it just works.
Definitely. It really does come together for something better, even though it is slightly, like you said, a bit messy. I really like it. I think it really does work. But
absolutely, I agree with that.
Yeah.
And then we have these almost like talk screaming vocals from Corey. You killed the saints in me. Me. You killed the saint in me. And then it hits, and it's just so... You go from this mess to this so structured and nice-sounding piece of music, and it just sounds amazing.
Yeah. I don't know if you get this, but I can really feel it in like my gut and stomach when it gets to that bit. Like, it's like building up, and it's just hits so well.
I feel maybe as if it makes you want to mosh, maybe.
Slightly, yeah.
Suck with it. You've killed the saint in me! Those isolated just by themselves vocals with that little bit of ambience with the reverb. Heavenly.
Yeah.
Very Slipknot thing, but...
Most definitely, yeah. And that's where you can really hear their sound come through with that. And it feels like everything was just building up, coming together to then just end of this just all feels like it's coming together, and
it's
looks great.
That specific isolated vocal bit, it's a release. It is a big release. So nice. And then again with this chorus too, if you listen carefully, you got that choir in the background.
Yeah. And it makes it feel so big and ambient. And
oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Excellent.
It's very well done. I don't think we can really analyse the song anymore.
It only took us like 45, 50 minutes. So.
What I am going to say is, just to save our time, let's finish this song, and then we shall take our opinion, best and worst songs, have a listen to it, and then I want to have a look at Chapeltown Rag with you, and we shall analyse it.
Awesome. Let's do it.
So, let's let this play out. That it's not a bridge, it's like a B section almost, but it just sounds nice. It's that same riff with this little octave wah pedal bit over it. The octave wah pedal, very Jim Root. But Mick, on the other hand, with his little Jackson, the snow, was it the snow trooper he calls it? Storm
something like that. It's something along those lines.
I'll look it up. Keep talking whilst I look this up.
Make sure to drink orange juice. It's good for your 5 a day, but don't get too processed stuff. Otherwise, it's bad for your health. Everything in moderation.
It is the Stormtrooper, he calls it.
Is it?
Yeah, and it does look nice. That the white Jackson black EMG pickups, which I think, by the way, Jim and Mick run the same pickups. The only tonal difference they have is in the wood.
Ah.
Yeah, yes, wood makes a difference to tone.
Guys, definite proof. Come on, look at it.
I think it's just the different rigs that they have as well. Because I think Jim runs orange amps, and Mick runs. I actually don't know what Mick runs.
That would explain it.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think it's like the different different rigs they run, and just how it is, really. Wow, we can say that's a hell of an ending, but
yeah,
with that, I'm going to say those 3 hits with the vocals and the entire band with the drums, incredible, and it does make a great effect.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't really have anything else to say about it. If you have anything, because I'm.
I've got nothing more to say really. I think it's just.
I mean, fair enough.
Showcase of how fantastic modern Slipknot is.
Absolutely. In which case then, can I ask for your favourite song from We Are Not Your Kind?
Okay, I feel like mine is a bit of a strange one. It's Spiders.
Interesting. Okay. Shall we have a quick listen to it?
Let's do it.
I mean, already.
It just...
That
it
piano
sounds
and
haunting.
the bass. It does. Absolutely. It feels like it should be in a horror game.
Exactly like that, yeah. I mean, part of the reason I really like it is it just... It feels like... Or... Like... It's a drama technique, right? Where it's... Do with tension. I don't know if this is an actual thing or just I think my teacher does, but it's... Is there a bomb in the room? It is a bomb in the room, and the bomb's about to go off. Like, it feels like that feeling of, is there a bomb in the room? Of like, you feel tense, you feel nervous, but you also feel uncertain and like, and almost like you're going insane. Like, there's something going after you, there's something swirling you. But it's something you can't put your finger on, and I love that feeling. And I think it's done excellently in the song.
Absolutely. I mean, just having a scrub through it, it's a lot of that opening sample. This is very Cornish, this solo. I see what you mean with the tension. It just works. I feel like it just works.
Yeah.
In the context, I feel like it I just feel like it's good, and how it builds that tension with that little piano sample. I can't even play it. I'd probably try to play it on the piano behind me, but that's a terrible idea.
Go for it if you want. May as well. You have to. But, yeah, I mean, I really like the use of the piano. I think it was a really cool idea to just emphasize something mysterious, and just I think contextually it works fantastic.
Oh yeah, no,
What is being
definitely.
achieved for it. Yeah, and it's that's why it's like one of my favorites. It's probably a weirder choice. It's one of their more process songs, I'd say, in this album, which like usually isn't my forte, but I just really loved how this made me feel. And at the end of the day, that's why I love Slipknot, because they just make me feel things.
I mean, fair enough. In which case, can I ask your worst, your least favorite song from the album?
Oh, this is a really difficult one, because there's no me personally. I don't think there's one song that is just bad. I think there's not one that's bad, but I think probably Death Because of Death is just one I'm least likely to choose listening to, I guess, which is just my criteria of choosing it, because there's not one I dislike. It's just I always forget it's there, and it's just a bit, oh, okay, I'll just listen to it until I get to the next song. That's kind of how I see that song. But it's definitely not a bad song. I mean,
Absolutely no. I agree. Um, yeah, no, I don't really have much to say about it.
yeah. Should we give it a listen just to?
Yeah, why not? It's
Yeah.
already it's very 8-bit. It
Yeah.
feels like it would be in Undertale or something.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
I feel like it's the type of song they would put in there, like the 15-minute long Iowa, or
Yeah.
something they would put in there, just to make a gap between, something to do whilst they were live, so they can change guitars whilst they're touring or whatever.
Yep.
Because a lot of bands do that when they're touring new albums. They'll put something in the album that makes them able to change guitars, tune up, etc.
Yeah. And for that purpose, it works great. You know, like, and it feels a bit unfair, because it feels like if you go to a Michelin star restaurant and immediately go to like a 4-star one,
Oops.
it's gonna feel worse, but it's still gonna be fantastic. You know.
Oh, absolutely.
And it's this doesn't do it for me like the rest of it does, but
Right.
either way, I think it still good in its own right.
I mean, fair enough.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go ahead and do this now. My favorite from this album is, in fact, Nero Forte, which means something. I don't know what, but it means something. Let's look it up. I am actually looking this up.
Yeah.
It doesn't have a translation.
Oh.
It's got to mean something in Latin. Hang on. Detect language. Near. It in Italian, it means strong black.
Oh.
Which, I mean, cheery, but like, come on, guys.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, my favorite, Nero Forte, because in my opinion, it goes straight into this heavy and kind of stays heavy throughout the whole thing.
I mean, I think it really gets back to the roots of Slipknot. A song.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's a lot of people I know don't like metal. It doesn't really have a dynamic, and it doesn't change at all. But I like it to stay heavy. I like it because I used to be in a deathcore band.
Right.
Big shout out to them, by the way. Apart from the bassist is a dick.
Shots fired.
This track one. But anyway, yeah, no. I was in a deathcore band for a while, which I'm going to show you after we're done here. And we recorded a lot of stuff, and it mostly just stayed heavy most of the time, which is how I like it.
Yeah, definitely. I think that is a lot of, like you said, a lot of people who don't listen to metal don't like that. That's kind of why people who do listen to metal like it. You know, it just doesn't feel like you're skirting around what it is. It's just like, you know, we're going to be heavy. We're going to be this. We're going to say what we want to say. And nice way, I'll go away.
It gives me the feeling of we're here, we're loud, we're heavy.
Yeah.
That's what I like. I mean, it'd be a good song to open with if they didn't open with something like if they didn't open with People Equal Shit or Surfacing, which, by the way, both very good songs, and we will get to them at some point.
Definitely.
But yeah, no, very good song, least favorite, I don't really have a least favorite. It's all a good album, but if I had to choose one, it would probably be Death Because of Death.
Yeah.
I mean, pretty much the same reason as yours. It's kind of just there. It's kind of just an interlude. It's nothing interesting, really.
Yeah, at the core of it, yeah. Like, now you say that, it does just feel like a song that hasn't got like a creative purpose per se, but just one for tuning up and touring. Even then, it's still it's not like bad. It's just there.
It's just kind of there, and it doesn't. It's not that it's bad. It just doesn't feel necessary, really, to me.
Yeah. If they were to take it out, I wouldn't be mad.
Oh, no. Me with a lot of Korn songs. So, shall we have ourselves a little look at Chapeltown Rag and the other one, and what was the other single I wanted to look at?
It was
All Out Life.
Yes.
Which was released. So we have Chapeltown Rag from 2021 and All Out Life from 2018. Which one would you like to have a look at first?
Should we start with Chapeltown Rag to keep up the theme of going newest to oldest?
Oh yeah, okay. So, Chapeltown Rag. Can I have, when you listen to it, your first opinions of it?
Alright.
I mean, like, now, but like...
Oh, right.
When the first time you listened to it, what were your reactions?
Okay. I started listening to it. It really did. Because I kind of listened to that before I listened to We Are Not Your Kind, just because I hadn't got around to listen to the entirety of it at that point. I just thought it was very interesting. Not in like a bad way, but I think it was just very interesting in the direction they did with it. And I feel like they just like, do you know what? Full creative control. Let's just do something unique. And I think in that sense, it's excellent.
Yep, no,
and
I agree.
That was kind of how I felt. And then I feel like the intro was a bit odd, but then it got better and better and better, built up, and it really came together to something quite nice. That's kind of how I felt the first time listening to it.
Nice. I 100% agree. I was really the same way. And I found out this sample that they're using at the beginning, this kind of D&B, classic D&B sounding sample, is actually the same one they use for Sick. Or, no, not Sick.
Really?
Eyeless.
Really?
Yeah. If you listen to it, it's the same one. If you listen to them back to the back, they're the same one. So I think they still have the rights for it, which makes sense.
Yeah, I'll have to do that after this then, just to pair it.
So let's have a... It's bloody well interesting. the way that they've chosen for this direction to go, it's Corey's vocals are little quiet talking vocals. I like it. I like this style.
Yeah, no, definitely. Like going back to all of that, it's just like it's amazing that they can go in this direction, go quite odd with it, but still feel like Slipknot, still have that sound, still have that feeling. And I think that is quite a lot down to Corey's vocals again, just so distinctive and got such good feeling.
Oh no, I 100% agree. I haven't really got anything to say about it, but I'm gonna somewhat hurry this up because I'm running out of disk space as we speak because I really need some more. But I really need an entire drive dedicated to this. But yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
After Effects can just have its fun.
Yeah, just leave it to it.
It's where is it? Where is it hit? It's so interesting how it just hits and it's just there, and it's a short intro. You go back to this contrast of this long intro of Unsainted and some of the longer intros in We Are Not Your Kind, and then this, when it just hits, it builds, and then it hits. It's impactful as anything, in my opinion.
Yeah, I really agree with you. It's very interesting the way they did that. And at that point in the song, it was really when I thought, it was like, yeah, do you know what, this is something, I like this. This is good. Just slight build up, slightly odd, but it's also very interesting. Then, bam, into that.
Yeah, no, I agree. Voice crack, by the way. But yeah, no, it's... I feel like it's just nice in its own way and how it gets you hyped for the new album. Especially it got me hyped for the new album.
1000%. I'm really looking forward to the new album after listening to this.
Whenever the hell they drop it.
Yeah. I don't mind waiting. It's going to be great. I know it's going to be great.
It's supposed to be this year at some point.
Perfect.
I'm going to go ahead and skip to a breakdown section, or the chorus.
Yeah.
That chorus section, so nice. In the way that they've done it, like it's a thrash metal song, for example. It sounds like it should be a thrash metal song.
That's really interesting you point that out. I've never really thought about that, but you're very right. Yeah.
In the way that the drums are, and the way that the guitars just fit into it, and the riff that they're playing, and the octaves, it just sounds like it should be a thrash metal song.
Yeah. Yeah. Very interesting point. I've never thought about that, but very true.
I mean, it kind of is a thrash metal song, but yeah, there you go.
Yeah, well, we don't talk about that.
That's really interesting how they've used something that sounds like a ninth or a seventh in harmonies. It just kind of fits, I guess. It doesn't feel like it could fit in the style normally, because that's normally like a jazzy type thing. You'll get, I'll go play like a C major seventh on my piano in a second, and you'll see it feels like it should be in jazz.
Yeah.
I'll play it once we're done, because I really can't be asked to get up right now. But
don't blame me. Yeah, I think that is what's really cool. Just like you can hear something like that and then implement it into this, and it works. It feels right and it's cool.
100%.
Creativity to the roof. Love it.
Like I said, they are very creative men. All of them.
Yeah, 1000%.
So that's and that soft singing vocals to just end that chorus with a scream, amazing. Very, very, very well done.
Yeah. yeah, it really just it gives like ears a break. It's like you feel it going down. It's just like it's like giving her a little kiss before the rest of it.
Yeah, no, definitely. So I'm going to go ahead and find us a breakdown section to have a listen to. This may take a second. There's the build up.
Yep.
Ooh, okay. So, this is actually only my second time listening to this song.
All right.
And oh my god. Wow. So that build up is a hell of a thing. And then it just drops into this brutally brutal breakdown. Brutally brutal.
Brutally brutal.
It just drops into this brutal breakdown and it sounds the equivalent of a chef's kiss.
Oh, definitely. Like that stomach feeling I was talking about earlier. It's coming back now.
Yeah, definitely.
It's brilliant.
It's just amazing. I mean, like I say, creative as anything. So well played to them.
Yeah.
But I think that song just kind of finishes much the same. So, All Out Life, 2018 Slipknot. They pretty much only just hired in Tortilla Man. No, actually, that's wrong. They haven't even hired in Tortilla Man yet.
All right.
It would have been 4 years since Jay Weinberg and bassist guy joined.
Bassist guy.
I will learn his name for the next episode, I swear. But yeah, no, it's sorry.
If I'm being honest, I've never listened to this. Never.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, for those over on my Twitch that have been here since the beginning, this is the song that I was playing at the beginning. So that's the music video for it is interesting. Let's say that.
Knowing Slipknot, it could be a lot of different things.
You know what? Shall I get it up? Shall I? Yeah, let's do that. Let's watch the music video instead.
How to do that?
On Twitch, yes. It's not like people on Spotify will be able to hear anything.
Fair point.
YouTube, please don't take this down.
YouTube, please.
Okay. Let me change my screen on Discord. Change window. Can you see that? Not yet. Can you now see it? Cool. Can you hear it? Even though there's no sound yet.
You can hear the stream replaying in the background as well.
Oh. Where is that coming from?
Okay.
There we go. Problem solved.
Yep.
Okay, cool. So, I mean, first off, a lot of gore. Thanks for that, Slipknot. Oh wait, shit, my chat can't hear it. Bollocks.
Oh.
Problem solved. Can I have your initial opinions on it?
Music wise, awesome. Video wise, epic.
They actually they put a tweet out the day before they went and recorded it about they wanted people for it, which is pretty cool.
That is cool. Like just the way it like music video wise is, it starts really strangely. I love that. Really love that.
And music-wise, if I may ask.
I mean, music-wise, it same sort of thing. Like it feels really interesting and starts off quite ominous. Oh, am I saying that right? Ominous. There we go. And and just it's tense and it's just it's hitting the spot for me. I really like this so far.
Oh, just you wait then. In music-wise, yeah, no, it sounds amazing. This complex start and then this riff, which if I had my guitar, I can play. It just all glues together so well. And I feel like it's just a classic Slipknot way, you know.
Classic Slipknot, yeah, definitely.
Again, opinions. I'm just going to keep asking you this because you've never listened to / watched this.
Yeah, wow. That was... I love that riff of like...
It's such a fun riff. It's so fun.
Yeah, that... perfect word for it. It's so fun. Incredibly so.
Do I have my pick? Oh, I have my pick. Hold up, let me get my acoustic and then I'll just... That sounds wrong on an acoustic, but there you go.
Acoustic cover.
I'm also going to be in drop D for it, but keep talking. Just keep talking.
Do you guys agree with deontology?
Okay, so it's like. It's so fun. It's so fun to play.
I bet it is. I really do.
I want to learn the bass for it. I just don't have a bass.
Oh. You could do it vicariously through me.
I just want to play your bass, especially the Paul Gray one.
Yeah. I don't think we said that yet. I got bass recently.
Oh yeah, we were going to talk about that, but didn't.
Yeah, we could do it now if you want. Like, I got the Ibanez SR300 EB weathered black, which turns out is the exact model Paul Gray used, which is awesome.
It's
one of, yeah.
It's a nice bass and it sounds incredible.
Yeah.
Just get the Paul Gray mask, then you'll be away.
One of the coolest masks, I think.
Which in the beginning was a pig mask, but yeah, there you go.
Was it?
Yeah. Back in self-titled days, he was a pig. I'll pull up the album art after we're done. Continuing with this. Again, it's just every time I pause, I'm just going to ask you to talk.
Again, classic Slipknot. Like, that's all I can say, really. It's just like, just classic Slipknot sound, incredible feel.
It just works. And you can hear the keg in there. Once again, going back to this keg and Sean Graham managing to somehow get notes out of it. It's the poor keg, by the way. The poor beer inside it. I don't think it has any beer inside it.
Hot take. Voice crack.
Sean at me. Sean Crowhound on Twitter. Hey, yo, we're getting Sean Crowhound on the podcast when, Kappa.
Next episode, probably, yeah.
I mean, you never know. I'll at him on Twitter.
Hey,
hey, yo, I record a podcast. Do you want to come on it?
It's like, yeah, sure.
That's literally how I asked you. I was like, hey, do you want to start a podcast? Anyway,
Background deep.
I'm gonna show you what I can tell you.
Here, the chorus. It just, again, it sounds so nice.
Yeah, I love that progression on the guitar. It sounds awesome.
It's kind of, I think it's kind of just going up the octave.
Sounds like it, yeah. And works phenomenally. Again, really great tone with it.
Oh, no, 100%.
Yeah.
It's very them, very them. Yeah. Shall we have a skip to the breakdown?
Let's do it.
Because the verse is much the same.
Give it a 3, I'm gonna show. Give it.
Here. This build up. Which, by the way, when they play this live, is... I'll rewind it just a little bit, just for this full build up. Is when they play this live, it's actually done on marching snares.
Interesting.
So, opinions on those marching stairs, do they fit?
I think they do. I think they add something to it. It really adds like a connotation to industrialization and all that sort of sense, and almost like a cultish sort of thing, which could be reflected into a lot of things in society, especially at the time of it being recorded. I think it works really well for that.
What happened in 2018?
Well, just like Donald Trump era, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah, no, fair enough. I mean, when we do this, when he does this bit live, or when they, sorry, do this bit live, the crowd participation is incredible.
I bet it is. I mean, Slipknot crowds are already something else. Like, wow.
It's absolutely incredible. It's just impressive, honestly. I can't say anything else, it's just impressive.
Yeah.
Repeat after me. I will not celebrate mediocrity. I will not worship empty shells. I will not listen to worthless noises. I will not subject myself to selected predictable choices. My time, my attention, my quality should not be bought and sold for convenience's sake. We are not your kind. 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 We are not your kind.
So yeah, that's the breakdown.
Yeah, I mean, do you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of Psycho by Muse. Like that sort of, well, tonally anyway, of like a almost like a military sort of sense of just being being robotic, being emotionless. It actually well.
Yeah, that.
Yeah.
Which also says wrong on an acoustic, but... We're 100% going to do some episodes on Muse.
I mean, we have to. It'd be wrong not to.
Try and get Matt Bellamy on the pod.
That shouldn't be too difficult. Yeah.
He's a busy man, considering they're writing a goddamn album at the moment.
They have time for, you know.
So for what? For small podcasts?
Internationally renowned. I mean.
So yeah, that's the breakdown, which I think goes into this post that will...
Yeah.
again, just those blast beats. I think that's, with the post break now, that's a Jay Weinberg thing. I don't think Joey ever did that.
I can't think of any moments that he did. Yeah.
Nice. I think that's pretty much it.
That's
I think we're
great.
done.
Oh, that was awesome. I believe I've never listened to that before, if I'm being honest.
I do have a couple things to show you after we're done. But anyway, thank you for everyone that has been watching over on my Twitch, twitch.tv/Syrup for everyone that's on Spotify and YouTube, thank you all very much for listening. It is much appreciated.
Yes.
Do you have anything that you want to say, Venom?
No.
So yeah, no. Thank you very much. I have been Hydra. This has been Venom, and thank you for listening to the new G-Note.
Thank you very much. See you next time.
Yeah.